Hi, I'm Lexi Luna, and you're watching and listening to The Sauce with Kenzie Taylor. New episodes every Tuesday. Everything's hyper, in my eardrums.
You did just open ASMR. That's my sound effects for her drinking.
Thank you for that.
She's like, leave me alone. I drink silently.
Should I be taller? You're really tall. But
oh, I have my chair all the way up.
I know, but I can't get close enough to the mic.
What'd you say?
She grew. Is that better?
Yeah. No, you're fine.
Sit all prim and proper.
So what I normally do is I'll go like this. Well, the arm hits the thing, so it kind of stops you. But I just go like, hey, it's me.
The positioning.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Sauce with Kenzie Taylor. Today, my guest is adult film star Lexi Luna.
Hey.
Hi, Lexi.
How's it going?
Going good. I love your smile.
I really like having your voice in my ears this intensely.
I'm just going to continuously tell everyone how amazing you are, and you just sit there, look good.
Go on.
Show everyone this fucking handbag, though.
Accessories.
And okay, you guys can't see, but her heels match, too. Yeah. You got to subscribe to the OnlyFans, though, to see that.
Here's the thing. I love dopamine dressing, so as many accessories that I can get to match perfectly, I am there for it.
I love that, but I feel like it's extremely time consuming, probably.
100%. But I have nothing else to do. Yeah. I don't have pets. I don't have kids.
I'm like, I have 2 dogs, and I'm like, let's get them some little outfits. I'll spend time for that. But me, I'm like, nah, I'm just going to throw a crap sweater on, hoodie, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, but this is your style and you look great.
Thanks. I'm blushing.
No.
Okay. So let's see. You have 273 plus performer credits.
Wow, do I?
Yeah, multiple award nominations. The most recent are 2022 AVN Awards nominee for MILF Performer of the Year, ladies and gentlemen, and Best Lesbian Group Sex Scene. Wow. How was that to get the Performer of the Year nomination?
It was pretty cool because, when we first met back in 2017, I was struggling to fit into a category.
Yeah.
And, I was too young to be old and too old to be young. Mm-hmm. And so it was kind of like, this isn't for me, the awards stuff. And it was kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, well, whatever, it would be great to be nominated, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Yeah.
And then it happened in 2021, I believe, for the first time. And I was like, oh, so people are noticing. So
you're like, it's me.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, look at that.
Because usually I always just look through the nomination list to see my friends, because I just don't expect it. And so it was pretty cool. Feels pretty validating to be seen by people in the industry who aren't my friends.
Yeah. It's nice to your hard work is getting recognized.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, I put in the hours, okay?
I am many moms.
Yeah, I was like a stepmom for a year. I better get that. What the hell?
Let me take off these dangling earrings.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
I'm like,
yeah. Sounds like a dog over here with his little name tag. That's what my dog's thing sounds like. Okay. They look good, though.
Thanks.
You can put them on as soon as we're done.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty amazing. I know. So we met in 2017 before I got sober, though. Yeah.
Yeah. And back then, I remember you were about 5 years in, and you were like, you mentored me, and I to this day credit you for this advice. You were like, it takes 5 years. It takes 5 years for you to figure it out and for everybody else to catch up with you. Mm-hmm. And sure as shit, in 5 years, I was like, Kenzie was right. It takes 5 years.
Yeah.
Because there are always a lot of people who come in and don't last long, and but it's really easy to see all of those. And now I'm in my 7th year. Mm-hmm. Now over all this time, I'm like, oh, I see it. I see that pattern, and I see who's going to make it and who's not, and it's so obvious. Mm-hmm. But back then, I was like, will anybody ever watch me?
Look at me.
Turns out they did.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's nice as, you know, another female performer, like it's nice to be able to give any type of help or advice to someone that's newer, because not everyone gets that, you know. A lot of people aren't the nicest or don't want to be helpful.
For sure.
So I was like, what can I help you with?
Yeah.
I think too, we talked briefly about like social media stuff or something like that, because you were like kind of not knowing what to do on that. And I'm like, I could show you what I do, but I don't know if it works, but here, let's see.
And this was also before everybody was literally just getting deleted for existing.
Yeah.
So the advice now is way different, right?
How many accounts on Instagram have been deleted of yours?
I'm on my 5th one.
Oh, it's crazy.
And I only post like once a week, or like I am so not active, which isn't the point.
Yeah.
But it is the only way to not get deleted.
Yeah. I randomly post too. I don't know. I find that there's no reason to post every day or several times a day.
For sure.
But I don't know. That's just me. Then I also, for Twitter, I have that tweet deck thing, so I don't actually have to get on it all the time. Yeah,
Twitter actually on the desktop app you can schedule stuff through actual Twitter, which I'm like, about time, guys.
Yeah, finally. But yeah, it's super time consuming. Mm-hmm. So you were a teacher for 5 years, and I know everyone loves to ask you about that.
They do. I love to talk about it, and the fans love to hear it.
Yeah. Okay. So what subject did you teach?
I taught elementary school for 5 years, kindergarten through 4th grade, different schools, different states, different everything.
So was that like the deciding factor when you were like, I don't want to have kids?
Actually, it was probably a few years before I actually like finished school.
Yeah.
I was like, I've been working with kids for 13 years and I am good. Like, I started nannying and doing all that. And then once I decided on elementary education for my career, I was like, okay, cool. And then I started student teaching and I was like, this is awful.
Yeah. You're basically like a daycare.
For sure. And, it's hard because there are different rules everywhere, across states and across districts, even within one state. And I just didn't ever feel like I could do anything that was going to be lasting, nothing that would like actually change students' lives. It would really just be teaching them how to take the test that determined my future employment.
Yeah.
And that's just such bullshit. But like life is kind of that way. You have to learn to take the test and pass it in whatever way and then do your own thing. But it's different when you're working with 7-year-olds.
Yeah. I feel like maybe if you would have been like a university teacher or something
oh my God, they would have eaten me alive. Are you kidding? I would have had so many scandals.
Yeah. You're like, I did not give him a hand job. What? I would never.
But, those experiences of struggling and hating what I did and trying to find something else made me the better business person that I am today because, the trial and adversity. I actually took I had 7 interviews for a position that would get me out of the classroom, would let me work from home. And on the 7th interview, they told me they found a local candidate. And it's like that kind of thing is so disheartening.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I had done so much to build up my resume and I had done different training sessions and all the things that you're supposed to do, right? To make yourself look more presentable. And none of it mattered.
You're like, my job resume is amazing, but here I am.
Yep.
What the hell?
Making $35,000 a year as a teacher, like grossly underpaid and grossly overworked.
It's so terrible.
Yeah. So
Makes me sad
I'm
for them.
thankful that I left before all of the crap that happens at schools happens now. Like I never had to worry about active shooter drills.
Yeah.
I never had to think about like dying at work.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Insane, yeah. It's really sad.
So my heart goes out to the teachers, but
seriously, I feel like they're not paid enough.
No way.
Like not nearly enough, to be honest. Because if you think about it this way, everyone needs to go to school.
Yeah.
Like it's a need. It's not a want. It's a need. So why aren't they paid very much?
Federally protected.
Yeah,
need.
It's insane. But anyway, yeah. So the reason why I asked about the kid thing though, because I remember when I first met you and I was talking to you and I'm like, I don't know how. Oh, I think the hotel that we were at for night moves, that crap little hotel.
Oh my gosh, yes,
I think like some kid like ran by or something, and I was like, "Oh, little rugrat," and you were just like,
"Ew."
Yeah, you were like, "Oh," I'm like, "What's wrong?" I was like, "You don't like kids? You don't want to have kids?" And you were like, "Absolutely not.
Absolutely not." Actually, like had my tubes tied and do not like that level of don't want to have kids before I entered the industry. Like this was towards the end of my really great teaching job that had excellent insurance. Like they were like, okay, yeah, we'll do this for you. I'm like, I was thankful because I was 25 and I know a lot of doctors are like, well, I don't want to do it till you're 30. And I'm like, my body, my fucking choice.
Yeah,
like I don't want to have kids.
Yeah.
And the hormonal birth control was fucking me up. And it's like, it's just, any way you swing it.
Yeah.
I'd rather just be natural and not have to do the hormones.
So basically you're like doing all the cream pie scenes.
Yeah, you
Thank
would
you very
think
much.
that. You would think that, but I do charge more for cream pies because of the fetish. So a lot of companies don't go for it, but I do a lot of that kind of stuff for customs.
Yeah, that's awesome. Maybe I'll order a custom from you. I'm just kidding.
You can fill me up anytime, Kenzie.
Ooh. So you told me something about some news or something earlier.
Yeah, so I'm actually producing my first feature.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it's one of those things where, kind of to go back to how we met, no company has offered me a feature or anything like that. And it's one of those things where I'm not like telling my agent, hey, go ask them to feature me. I want it to come naturally and I want it to be because of my status, not because I'm like asking for it, and that might just be a personal thing, but I decided to feature myself and connected with a writer that I worked with for a mainstream gig I did recently called Cassex, where I was an 80s porn goddess and I sucked people into my dimension via a VCR, like a tape recorder. So if they did something sexual in front of the tape recorder, they get sucked into the sex dimension.
That sounds really hot.
Yeah, it was really hot. It had this
was
Eastern
it like
European
an erotic
accent,
film?
and it was like softcore.
But go on.
So he and I got together and we wrote this script, and it's kind of a comedy and has to do with the stepmom theme, but not in the way that we normally see it. So I'm really excited for it. I'm starting filming on the 3rd, so it's coming up.
Oh wow, yeah. That's awesome. So you're literally doing like producing, directing, everything is through you?
So he's directing, and we co-wrote it, and then I'm letting other people take the jobs off of me because I want to perform and I want to do that part with fidelity. Yeah, and like only I can do that the way that I want. Yeah, exactly. So I let somebody else direct it, and I'm just funding it and making it happen, and like picked out the people, and
that's really awesome. I'm really happy for you.
Thanks.
That's really cool that you're able to do something that you finally wanted to do, and like you said, you don't want to be like asking like, please hire me for this and that and yada yada. But I will say a lot of the times it's not about asking. I will say a lot of it is like, good word or who you know and stuff. For anyone that doesn't know, you were recently in a project for Wicked Pictures for a big movie coming up. I can't say the name, but my husband was a director.
He was.
And he was looking for a MILF performer, and he said, I want a brunette. And I was like, And literally I told him you, and I was like, just see if she's available. And then I think he went and seen your with Next Level, I believe. And he went, and then he went ahead and called. He's like, oh, she is. Okay, I got her. Cool. Yeah. So I know that you haven't been able, not that I like stalk you or anything, but I know that you really haven't been able to like do like really large projects like that. So, and I also know you're a really nice person and you're a very hard worker, and like I knew that you were going to kill it. And the day that you got done or the night that you got done, I always ask, how was your day to Seth? Yeah. And he told me that you were phenomenal. So I'm just saying, you're probably going to be even more phenomenal in your own production. You're
the best. That really warmed my heart when I found out through like the chain of how I ended up on that set. I was like, damn, she really like stuck her neck out there. Like, because that's what it takes sometimes. It takes somebody who knows you, because if you're not constantly in front of people forget you exist in this industry. Like, and it's not because you're bad at your job or whatever. It's just the way that we are as humans. Yeah. And so it's one of those things. You just have to constantly be in front of people, or you have to make a lasting impression that somebody will remember you for something specific. So thank you. I owe you 1,000 thank yous.
You owe me nothing.
No, but
you owe me like 1,000 hugs.
Okay. I'll start today.
Okay. Anyway, let's rewind though. Go back to this mainstream thing. How did you get into that?
My PR agent at the time was helping with the casting, because they were casting a majority porn performers because there was softcore, and we're the ones who feel super comfortable in that arena.
We're the ones that will get naked and be like, whatever.
Pretty much. And so there were several industry people who were there, one mainstream person, and that was an interesting dynamic to see that. So my PR agent helped me audition for that, and like I really like put it. It was the most nerve-wracking thing because I'd never auditioned for anything really, because like we don't audition.
Yeah, no.
They're like, you're hot, come here.
Well, actually, that's not true. I've done an audition for Axel Braun before, but it was like I made my own little mini like movie, 3-minute movie to audition when I did Captain Marvel, and then also when I did Harley Quinn. I didn't do that movie yet, but I did send in an audition where I had to talk like her and all that jazz. But yeah,
cool.
So we do sometimes. It just depends on for who, but very rarely. You are correct.
Yeah.
And for anyone who doesn't know, softcore is movies where it's like simulated sex, but there's actually no penetration that's shown. It's very intimate, close contact, naked, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Go on.
Skinamax style.
Yeah, exactly. Some people don't know, so you gotta tell them.
So I knew it wasn't going to be like this big production, and I was just happy to get the opportunity to work with something that wasn't adult, and just seeing the crew and how everybody worked together. And I hadn't really been around super big crews like that before, and we shot it at the director's house, which was cool because like you really get to get a sense of somebody from being in their space.
Yeah.
So ever since then, this was like maybe 2 years ago now. Ever since then, we've stayed friends, and we have dinner parties, so it's nice to have friends in Vegas too, because it's really hard to make friends as an adult.
Yeah. So you still live in Vegas?
I still live in Vegas,
Okay.
splitting my time between LA and Vegas, part-time in both, and just kind of doing that grind.
Yeah, I can't live in Vegas. I can't. I don't know.
I know. Honestly, the best thing
boring
about
and
living
hot.
in Vegas is the times that I get to leave and go to LA. So I get to like kind of store my stuff in Vegas in a bigger place.
For
and then-
cheap, yeah.
pretty much.
You're like, all right, well, this is an awesome storage unit house.
Pretty much.
On my way. So with the relationship that you had and the job that you did for that mainstream, did it open other doors? Have you done any other mainstream things?
Not through them, but we are working on several other scripts for his productions. But it also kind of opened the door for me to do my own thing, because now I don't have to stress about being in charge of everything, because I don't want to be a director. I know that's a lot of people's goals, but that's not really my goal.
Love it.
I know you with your directorial debut. Congrats.
Thanks. Go on.
But so I just like to perform. And
Yeah.
I like to come up with the idea, and I kind of had some like bullet points of what I wanted, and then let somebody else hash all that out, because I wanted to be very specific about, what the sex scenes look like, because he's not an expert at the sex scenes.
Yeah.
So, finding somebody who has opposite talents is always great. And yeah, we just kind of started talking and made this whole script come alive, and now we're almost in that production phase. So it's very exciting, but it's also like, okay, I need to broaden my horizons outside of just industry people, which can be hard to do because we are industry.
Yes.
Right.
And also, I don't know if you've encountered this. So with the scene that I directed, which was my debut for Next Door Studios, I wrote the script, and it's challenging because when you're writing it, when you're writing the actual idea and everything, it's like, oh, okay, this is amazing. And then you go to actually each character to write the dialogue, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
And you have to think about like one page is a minute.
Yeah.
So like how long and how much it actually is.
And
like
you have
in
to
your head,
put-
you're like, oh,
yeah.
this is going to be like 10 minutes. But it's
Exactly.
never, no, it's
and
like
you got to
one
break it
page.
down, and you got to put where it's at exactly, and like the scene numbers and all that. It's a lot. People don't realize like how much goes into writing. Like,
Absolutely.
I will say this, two people that are overlooked, and this is in mainstream and porn, is the writers and the editors.
100%.
Because without a good writer and a good editor, your product
story's
sucks.
shit, yeah.
Yeah, your product sucks.
100%.
Because I have seen some editors that have taken literal shit and turned it into a masterpiece.
And sometimes I know how I've performed, or I know what the things were that went wrong on set that day. And then I see them like polish it all up, and I'm like, no shit. Huh. We made that? Wow.
Yeah. You're like, you go.
Yeah.
Wait,
Get
look
an
at
editor.
me. Okay. Yeah. Who's the editor? Okay. Gotta shake his hand
Yep,
at AVN.
for sure. And, you know, they're the people you don't see, the behind the scenes, and that's the way it always is. Like the behind the scenes people are the things that make everything run. All of that is what allows us the platform to perform without having to stress about all of it.
I agree,
So,
and I feel
bless.
the same. Literally everyone, but especially even the PAs on set, they don't get enough credit either.
100%.
So, I will say that if I ever sweep a Best Actress award, that's one thing I'm gonna say is. Thank you to everyone behind the fucking scenes, especially the PAs, the production managers, the writers, the fucking editors, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Makeup, everything.
Yeah.
Like, that is
Seriously.
the unsung heroes.
Yeah, for real. So, let's see. Do you think that you prefer doing film and in porn or like mainstream type stuff, or do you prefer filming your own content for like your own OnlyFans and stuff like that?
I think it's a double-edged sword because while I love filming my own stuff, I also then have to edit my own stuff and promote my own stuff and write a caption for my own stuff. You know, like there's a lot of work involved, but the possibilities are endless. But when it comes to, you know, just being able to go and perform on set, like that's so empowering because you look banging and like, you know, people are writing scripts for me now. So that's exciting. So it's like, oh, I'm meant to be this character. Like, you know, it just like brings it out of you.
This is me.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
So that's really fun to kind of go to a ready-made set.
Yeah.
But, you know, I love doing custom videos, I think, more for my fans than I like creating my own content per se.
Really?
Yeah, because then it's like I know exactly what's going to make them happy, and I've never had somebody be like, "Yeah, you didn't make the mark." Like that's not what I wanted. You know, everybody's like, "Oh my god, I love your custom. It's so awesome."
I literally have panic attacks when it comes to customs because some of them are so like precise. Like at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I want you to tell me whatever the person's name is. I want you to say, "Oh, Wayne, I want you to come in my face."
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Like all these things. And it's all these, do this at this time and this at this time. And I'm like trying to remember all these details, but still like have fun and create the best custom ever. And I don't know.
I do a dry erase board and I write down the main points if I need to, if it's a longer thing.
Yeah.
Or I'll have my cameraman, we have a dry erase paddle and he'll write like what I'm missing. If I'm missing something, and he'll put it on the paddle and like show me so I can remember that piece. But it takes two people. Like it really does. I don't film customs on my own.
Yeah.
So it takes having somebody behind the camera who can give you the signals and for you to understand what the signals are while you're talking to the camera.
I need someone to start filming my customs because I'm over here having a panic attack.
That'll make you feel a lot more on top of it.
Now watch, I'm gonna leave here and go buy a huge fucking dry erase board, and then I text you a picture like, "Hey, look at me, I'm making customs."
Yes.
With my big notes in the back.
For sure.
But yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying though. It is super empowering to be able to go to a professional set and be like,
and conduct yourself as a professional and nail the day, and no matter what challenges come your way, like you can handle it because you've been here and you know how to perform. That's the easy part. Now, you know, like if male talent's having a hard time, I can focus on him. I don't have to think about what my dialogue, you know, like I've got this. I can make the rest of the day easy for everybody else.
Plus too, it's like, you know, we're there to look pretty too. So it's like, hey.
And like everybody's giving you all the compliments on set. You know, like everybody just wants everybody to have a good day.
Exactly.
So
that's great.
Really, it's fun to like hang out with my friends on set.
Yeah, I feel like when I do my own content, I'm like, I need a fucking hype man, dude. Yes. Like, I'll just hire Christian to do my fucking my videos for OnlyFans. So he can be like, all right, let's go. You got this. Yeah. You're awesome. You're so great. Look, you go.
You're going to knock that out. Knock it out. Make that custom for Clark.
I have to hear for Clark.
I don't know.
I just thought of Superman. So you have a sex doll from Canada. I seen some photos of this thing because I was stalking you on Google. That thing looks so realistic that it's scary.
Yeah.
Have you actually seen it in person?
Yes, I have one in Vegas that I shoot content with and do all that kind of stuff.
That's amazing.
Right.
So what is it like?
She's challenging because she's heavy, right? So she's 117 pounds, which is way above the 75-pound typical doll weight.
Yeah.
So she's a lot to move, but it was really important to me that it was a true replica.
Yeah.
And, you know, like we did a 3D body scan. We did countless pictures. Like I can't even tell you how many times I had to take pictures of like angles on my face. But I feel like they really nailed it. Like
The
face.
scans that you did you have to stand still for like a long time?
No, it was actually, I went into a studio in Pasadena and they had like 150 DSLR cameras in a cage. So there's some on the ground and all the way up, all the way around you.
Oh God.
And you stand in the cage and you kind of do the face and the body that you want the doll to have.
Yeah.
And then they cut out the lights and all these little like camera eyes turn on like on the DSLRs.
That sounds scary as shit.
It was the weirdest experience.
It's like an episode of Black Mirror. Like what the hell?
And like you look around, like they're all just staring at you on these little white lights blinking everywhere.
Oh God.
And then all of them take an image at once and then they make a composite on the computer and it's 3D. And you can like see it on every angle. So when they're building the negative mold, they can easily see up and around and get a full image of it. And this is
you're happy with it?
I love it. Yeah. I wish it was a little bit lighter, but we might be working on a torso option where you still get the goods, but we cut off the arms and legs.
Yeah. Who needs your arms and legs, Lexi? I've got everything else.
Pretty much.
So her mouth and everything feels realistic.
I don't know. I don't have a penis, but
when you put your like fingers in, like
it feels kind of like a fleshlight or a stroker would, where it's kind of ribbed inside.
Okay.
And there are different sleeves you can put into the vagina. So if you're having multiple people use her, which I am, because male talent, so that the male talents that are going to be fucking it will have their own sleeve for every time they use it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was a fun experience.
Have you had a lot of like feedback from fans that have purchased her?
Yeah, I actually offered a free phone call on my Sex Panther. We partnered with Sex Panther and we did a free phone call for anybody who purchased a doll so they could play with their doll and have me on the phone.
Oh, wow.
So, like a full immersive experience.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. And each doll has a personalized note that I signed along with a verification certificate saying that she's authentic.
Yeah. So that's really cool. How long were the phone calls?
5 minutes.
Wow.
Decent amount of time.
That is a good amount of time. I thought you were going to say like 2 minutes. I'm like, well, some people can rub it out quick, but 5 minutes, perfect amount.
Yeah, sweet spot.
I'm going to go buy one. I'm just kidding. I think I'll wait for the torso because I don't want to lug around 117 pounds.
Like you got to think people are putting these in their closet and, like it's hard to hide. So
yeah, right. Like, what movie is that? There's a movie where a guy has like a sex doll or something and he like tries hiding it from the girlfriend. I know. I was trying to think of it too. But he's like trying to hide it underneath her. Oh, it's the show Dave on Hulu. But yeah, he tries hiding his sex doll and he can't cover it because it's so big. Yeah. So that's what it makes me think of.
I've been told to put them in the shower, like if you're looking to put them somewhere that
would scare the fuck out of me. Like I'm peeing and I look over and
yeah, for sure. Except she's always kind of looking straight ahead and like and when when you use the mouth, the eyes bulge a little bit because like there's no skull.
Wait, show us again. I definitely am gonna use her mouth because I want to see the eyes do that. Yeah. I wish I had a dick for like a day.
Just one day though.
One day. I only want a dick for 24 hours, and I would have sex with so many vaginas and buttholes and mouths. Tested, of course.
Yeah. I would probably start with food because that's the thing I'm most curious about.
To fuck food?
Yeah, like anything.
You want to fuck a watermelon?
I would, for sure.
Yeah?
Because, in one day you can't get a UTI.
That's true. Yeah. That is true.
Because that's definitely what happens.
What food would I fuck? I don't think I would fuck it, but I remember doing this Halloween scene for something from, I think it was from Bang. But I cut a hole in a pumpkin and we gutted some of the pumpkin out and I fucked him with the pumpkin. I don't think I would do that, but I think it would be interesting, like just to feel how cold it is. Yeah. But maybe a pie like the movie.
Yeah.
Apple pie, American pie.
So much sugar though.
You can't get a UTI in 24 hours.
Or yeast infection.
We're talking about fucking fruit. Welcome everyone to my podcast. So you enjoy traveling?
I love traveling. I love going to random like little holes in the wall to get the best food, and being in Vegas has really opened my eyes to that because everything in Vegas just looks like desolate and sad. Like every strip mall looks the same and it's all sand colored, and I'm like, what happened with the city planning here?
But they're like, nah, we give up.
Yeah, pretty much. The sun's gonna bleach it out anyway. So yeah, and you can't have a bad meal in Vegas, whether you're on the Strip or in the neighborhoods. And I've really just like let go of everything has to look a certain way to produce good quality.
Yeah, that's very true.
So
Where's your favorite place you've ever traveled to?
Within the U.S., I would have to say I loved Boston, and I know that's not a popular opinion.
I think Boston's pretty cool.
I love
and the Boston cream pies are phenomenal.
Yes, all
Phenomenal.
the different, all the like ocean foods that you don't really get on the West Coast is not the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved going to the college town areas, and like there's so much history because you're on the East Coast, and so that's probably like one of the coolest things. DC is a close second. Just love all the history there.
Are you
And
a
the older
history
I
major?
get, I always hated history, but
Really?
the older I get, the more I like you realize your position in life and your place in the history of humankind. Like you start to get a little more enlightened, and then you are like that's actually pretty interesting to learn about all the different things that happened, and like that we're walking on the same ground that all these other great people before us did.
It's true. I just went to the Bell recently when I was in Philly, and I was like, oh my God, look at me over here. But when I was a kid, I wouldn't give a shit about that stuff. I'd be like, let's go get some ice cream.
Yeah.
But speaking of being older, do you ever realize like how we get excited over things that no one cares about really? Because I bought
What did you buy?
3 days ago, I bought a new one of those wagons that can like fold
Like for
up.
groceries?
Yeah, so I bought a new one because I wanted another one, and I got it at Target for $78 on sale.
That's awesome.
And I was so excited.
And
about
nobody
this
realizes that is actually a good price for those.
I know, they're usually like $125. Like,
Yep.
So I'm on set, and I started production managing for James Avalon the other day, and so I'm like pulling the cart with all the stuff inside.
That's excellent.
And I'm like, you guys, look at my new cart. No one gave a shit. I was like, you don't understand. This cart is so good.
You're going to know one day,
Yeah.
and then you'll think of me in my car.
I was like, you guys.
Yeah.
Or when my nail ladies, they're Vietnamese, and they got me those Vietnamese brooms.
Oh,
They're
yes.
so good.
With the super soft bristles.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're so good. They got me 2 of them. It was so funny.
I love that for
Yeah.
you.
I went there one day and they're like, hey, you said you wanted some of these. I was like, oh my God, thank you.
Yeah, I collect cleaning supplies these days, like
love
mops and Swiffers. I have the extra big Swiffer, but I bought the stupid small cloths because I wasn't paying attention to the box, and I have to put 2 cloths for the one Swiffer.
You're like, whoops, whatever.
I'm like, well, fuck.
Gotta use it. Yeah, we get excited over weird shit. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
I'm planning like when I buy my house, I'm planning like, oh, where am I going to put the mops?
Yeah. Are you gonna buy a place here?
I don't know.
It's so
It's still up in
expensive.
the air right now. I love LA almost enough to want to pay the high taxes to live here.
Yeah. Almost.
Traffic really kills it, but
Yeah.
if you're centrally located, but it's hard anywhere. Traffic sucks anywhere here.
That's true. With traffic, it's funny because I was just in Michigan feature dancing, and they were like, "Oh, this traffic." We were in traffic for 5 minutes. I'm like, "Have you guys ever been to Los Angeles? Ever?" No.
Or seen it on TV
I'm
with
like,
the 6 lanes
Yeah,
stopped.
I'm like, literally, there's 5 to 6 lanes, bumper to bumper, and you're in that for hours. Like, you guys are complaining about 5 minutes of traffic.
Yeah.
Come on.
My favorite time to be in LA and my favorite time to drive is LA at night. It's
Or the
so-
weekends.
Yeah, it's so peaceful. All the lights are lit up. You see all the little houses in the hills with their evening lights on, and it's just like it's the most this is LA that
Yeah.
I ever feel.
PCH too. I love driving on PCH to
Yeah.
Topanga Canyon. I'm like, with my Jeep top.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's the noise to my Jeep, but I guess it is.
It's the acceleration up the hill.
So what is a Hotline XYZ? You're like a brand ambassador for them?
Yeah, so think OnlyFans style creator content, all crypto.
Okay.
So they're still in beta, still trying to launch in Europe first and then coming to the States, but they're getting started, and I'm just looking for something different. I worry about all the platforms all the time because they can boot us at any moment, as we
Yes.
saw last October how OnlyFans tried to do that.
Yes.
And it's not always guaranteed that everybody will come to bat for us because historically that's not really been what's happened. So I'm always looking to diversify, but I'm doing it slowly and methodically and trying to not confuse my fans in the process.
Yeah.
Because, if you're jumping around from platform to platform too much, then people are like, okay, well, is this one going to stick? Or,
yeah, you lose people.
Yeah. And, I'm the same way. When companies change brands and logos, I'm like, ugh.
No, I am done buying that Swiffer.
Yeah, right. So it's just trying to be smart and strategic about what the next move might be. And, I'm not into crypto currently.
I know nothing about it. I'm not gonna
God,
lie.
I was really hoping that you
But I
weren't gonna
know-
be like, well, I have 70 bitcoins.
Yeah,
I don't even know if that's how
No,
the thing.
I tried investing in it and I was like, I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
And then I've also had like a long conversation with Will Pounder about it.
Yes,
He knows so
me too.
much.
I know, and I'm like,
He's
how do
so
you-
intelligent that I literally felt like
This isn't
I
for
was,
me.
I was lost. I felt like I was floating in outer space when he was talking to me. And I'm like, am I dumb? Oh, no, I'm not dumb. I just can't understand crypto. I don't know why.
I don't get it either.
I don't know. But
And it's probably the thing that lately has me feeling the oldest.
yeah, it's just something I have tried. Like I've read up articles. I've tried and tried and tried, and I'm like, okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I still
What's
don't know
happening
the words. It's just
Help.
It's intertwined so much with culture too that it's like I feel like I don't belong in that space because
Yeah.
I'm not of that age group or I'm not in that realm or
Yeah, well, I seen an ATM the other day. I was at a gas station. This is actually in Detroit. I was at a gas station, and they had a regular ATM, and next to it was like a crypto Bitcoin ATM.
yeah. I've seen those too,
And I was
but
like,
I don't
I'm
know what it does.
confused. I thought that was like invisible money.
But I think you can like cash them out for USD.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
so
never
like you can
understand
convert
it.
them, and I think that's what the ATM is.
Oh, okay.
It's like you put in your key.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. We'll learn.
topic, please.
Everybody will learn. We'll learn. Okay, we'll learn. We're going to have so many comments on this. You guys, I will teach you everything you need to know.
Crypto Bros line up in
DM
the
me.
DMs.
Just DM me. We'll talk about it. I swear that's all we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you so much for coming
course.
on my podcast and just coming here. And yeah, you're super awesome. And I'm playing with this wine tumbler. I don't know why, but yeah. Yeah, and I'm super stoked for your production that you have.
Thanks. I'll
Starting
reveal
yourself.
the title soon.
Yes.
Because I'm actually like, it's one of those things where like, I don't want to nominate the title, so I don't want to say it until it's ready.
Yeah, no, understandable. Yeah, just don't launch it until, just do like a PR
Yeah.
about it, you know?
For sure. And I'm waiting to even really, like I was trying to get it in before this season and I'm like, it's not worth
Don't rush.
rushing to do this
Yeah.
first production.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take my time and release it next year when we get closer to next award season and
I
hopefully.
think that's cool. Taking your time that way.
Yeah.
Everything's perfect,
Yeah.
you know? And
'Cause
you'll
if
have
I
more than
rush
enough
through
time.
it, then I'm going to be like, "Ugh, I wish I would have taken the time.
Yeah,
So
stressing
that
out. Yeah,
30s is like the foresight to see that and then change before you start.
very true. This is true.
This is 30.
I'm like, I'm 32, but I feel like I'm 50. Too.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
No. We all, it's life is just growing up in every phase.
I know, but it was so weird because when I was little, I was like, oh, I don't want to be 21. That's old.
Oh.
And now I'm like, I don't want to be 80. That's old. like what?
For sure. Yeah, it's terrifying to think like I have so much more compassion for senior citizens now than I
Yeah.
ever did. And I'm like, no, we have to protect them.
Yeah,
They're fragile.
seriously.
And who's going to protect me?
I know, right? I'm like, hey.
We're going to end up with like a porn, like, old retirement home.
Can someone make a porn retirement home? That would be hilarious. There's just like photos of what we used to look like on the walls
All
with
over.
spread photos. Look, that was me. Back in
Grandkids come.
2022. Grandma, I don't give a shit. Give me money.
Man. I know, it's giving some crypto. Like,
Yeah. What? I don't know what that means. I didn't invest in dime. Well, if you could look into that camera and wave to everyone and then tell them all your social medias, your OnlyFans, anything else you want to plug, all of that jazz.
Sure. I'm Lexi Luna, and you can find me on Instagram at Beyond Lexpectations, Twitter at Lexi Luna XOXO, and everything else at iwantlexi.com.
iwantlexi.com. I do want Lexi.com. You better subscribe, you guys. Do it now.
Do it.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And we will see. Well, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hey guys, it's me, Kenzie Taylor. Thanks for watching the Sauce Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, which I know you did, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I actually want to see you guys go crazy in the comments below. I would love to hear your feedback and questions you have for me or my guests, who you want to see on here. Let's just have some fun with it and get saucy. New episodes every Tuesday, so I will see you next Tuesday.